You ever feel drained after chatting with a friend? You ever get caught up in drama or people's problems and you walk away absolutely exhausted? What does being an empath mean? Hi, I'm Miss Chrissy D with the PNK Files.
And I'm Darlene Turner with Victim to Victory, and this is The Perspective.
So last week we discussed the importance of a really calm nervous system for the benefit of our body and our overall well-being. We talked about breath, we talked about grounding, and we talked about limiting stimulants. So today we're going to give you a little deeper understanding.
So, what is an empath? And how do you know if you're one? Well, an empath is not really knowing where you end and somebody else begins. Have you ever interacted with somebody and you started feeling really their sadness, or you're feeling their anger, and you start thinking it's your own? Well, that's kind of how an empath is. Here's some signs that you're an empath. So you're sensitive to other people's expressions, body language. You just feel their vibes, or maybe it's their tone of voice. And this can actually include body pain as well. Sometimes you may be talking to somebody and all of a sudden your back really starts hurting, and that's being an empath. You feel other people's stuff. And sometimes another way to tell is if you're in public and you start getting overwhelmed with either anxiety or sadness or anger sometimes, and you come out and you're just like, your mood is absolutely changed. That's another sign you're an empath. And this is another one, have you ever went into a room and instantly felt the vibes there? It felt really tense or stressed, or maybe it was just really up and happy, and not even having to say a word to anybody. You just walk in and you feel the atmosphere. Then you're an empath. And another tip is you're not sure what's yours and what's your partner's, or maybe your parents or your friends. So what happens in that instance is that maybe that person's angry or stressed, and because we're sensitive and we start feeling that anger and stress, we want to try and make it okay for them. We do everything we can to diffuse their anger, or maybe walk on eggshells or something like that, to neutralize or stabilize the environment so that we can feel okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I have a question. Can you be half an empath? I think I'm half of those things. I don't feel anxious when I go out in public or anything like that, but I definitely can walk in a room and feel that stuff. I definitely have a lot. I can take on people's feelings. I'm half. Is that?
Oh, I think it's possible. But let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like an empath, like a lot of these things that I'm talking about in your life that you can remember that was really substantial?
You know what? I don't remember a time when I haven't been like this. I grew up with angry parents. So I think for me, it was survival. It's not so much that I take it all on, but I recognize it because it's a survival thing, right? We have to know how everybody's feeling and what we can do to stay safe.
Absolutely. And that was the same for me, trying to keep the peace with everybody so that nothing tips over the apple cart, right? Because then things get really crazy, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to share some tips now that, maybe you've decided, yeah, I'm an empath, or maybe you've decided I'm a half an empath, or maybe you decided that's not me at all. Either way, these are some tips that are going to help you just to sort of, first of all, the first tip is become aware. So this is just putting that seed in there that I may be an empath. So then you can start just witnessing yourself when you're in conversation or interacting with people, or maybe the grocery store, how you feel when you go in and how you feel when you come out. And that way you can kind of decipher, okay, is this mine? Is this, or is this somebody else's? And when you can have that awareness and kind of step back, you'll be able to see, okay, yeah, this is mine, or no, thanks, this is somebody else. And this one, I'm going to encourage you to bring back that breathing exercises that we talked about last week. And I wouldn't mind if we could just do a couple of breaths together, but I want to share with you this new tip of how to do it, so that when you are feeling other people's stuff, how to kind of bring yourself back into balance. So if we could just all just take the first breath just to calm and neutralize ourselves, and then the second breath, we're going to breathe in our essence and who we are, and we're going to breathe out everything that is not who we are. So
I tell you, I practiced this last week quite a bit, even at work, and it was awesome.
Great. So it's already working. So this is just going to take it to the next level. So first of all, let's just do a clearing breath and just feeling the earth coming up. Feeling those lungs expand and our chest drop back and our shoulders drop down. Stopping at the top of that breath for a second, and then just letting it all go as our whole body relaxes. Now, this next breath is the one I want to teach you, and it's breathing in your essence of who you are, like from your heart and your solid name. You could even think of your name, I, Darlene Susan Turner, and I breathe that in. And then you're going to release anything that is not me. Let's just do that one more time. Breathing in our essence and breathing out anything that is not of our own. Releasing that out. And this is really going to help just to do those few breaths when you are having an interaction with somebody and you're feeling their stress and anxiety. It's like, okay, stepping back, is this mine or is this theirs? And then taking that breath to just bring in who you are and breathe out what you are not and what isn't yours. All right. And then my second tip is limiting people with a lot of drama and chaos in your life. And sometimes this isn't easy because we get a little addicted to that drama and chaos. But
I work with it all day. That's my job.
Yeah, well, there you go. So when you get home, you're going to really want to have that quiet, safe environment to unwind and de-stress, right? Because for you, you wouldn't want to go into a friend that's, oh, my life is falling apart and this crisis, and then get on the phone with another friend and have that crisis, and then you just never have a time to unwind. So you might find this in your life where you have a friend, you have that conversation on the phone, or they come and visit you and they dump all their problems on you, and they've done it, like, say, since you've known them pretty much. Nothing really shifts or changes, but they kind of come and let you have it every time. And then they walk away feeling better, and you walk away feeling drained and exhausted, like we talked about. So I suggest, because this is only our perspective on this show, so take it with a grain of salt, because it's as much change as you want to embrace in your life, is limiting those people that bring in that drama and chaos, and find more friends or people to hang with that are inspiring and are going for their dreams or living that life from a heart-centered place, because then they're going to help fill your cup up and inspire you to create more of that in your life. And my last tip, no, it's not my last, it's my third tip. I got 4 today. So my third one is to have a shower or a bath. When we shower and we bath, it's actually cleansing our body physically, emotionally, and mentally. And aura is kind of a new sort of a woo-woo word a little bit, but it is real and it does exist. We have an energy field that we illuminate outside ourselves. So when we shower, we just hold that intent of washing and cleansing all of that, and cleansing what isn't ours. We can still have that intent when you're washing off what isn't mine, that is not serving me, and watching it all drain out down the drain. So that's the third one. And the fourth is creating a sacred space for you in your home, so that you, when you do go home and you're in your own place, you have that place to just go to, shut the door, put a do not disturb. Maybe it's a corner and you just hang a curtain around your corner and that's your space in there. Whatever it is that you can create that is your own sacred space. And sometimes I totally get it. The house is small. There's lots of people in your house, maybe. So another suggestion is just lock the bathroom door, light some candles, do a bubble bath, have a glass of wine, a nice hot cup of tea, and soak in the tub. That was my favorite when I was in abusive relationships. As soon as things got really mad or ugly and I was getting into that overwhelming my nervous system, that's the first thing I did, is I hit the tub and I felt so much better. So those are my 4 tips. What do you think, Chris?
I think they're all great. What I used to do is exercise. That was my thing. Go release a lot of energy, exercise, and then come back and do the bath or the shower. Makes a huge difference. Yeah.
That's a great tip. I love that. Or a walk in nature, like just something that
Yeah.
will burn off that anxiety or that static energy that we've taken on throughout the day. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that. So if you're feeling like you could be an empath, these tips are really going to help have a deeper understanding of boundaries. And it's not always easy to have boundaries and stand in those boundaries, but it is vital for our calm nervous system. I'm learning more and more and more how important it is to remain calm, and then we're aligned and connected to our hearts and our own inner guidance. And all our body, our systems and organs and everything can work together in a balanced way. So I'm going to review them for you. First is the awareness. Second is limiting interaction with chaos and drama. Third thing is cleansing yourself with a shower, whatever that looks like. Even like, I love what Chrissy said there, is the exercise and then have a hot shower or steam. And then the last one is creating some sort of a sacred spot where you can go to, that's your own, and create it whatever way you like, that you can go in that spot and have that place to unwind and decompress all that stress.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm Darlene Turner with Victim to Victory. If you would like to have these tips on calming your nervous system, I have a PDF and I will send it to you. You just send me an email to Darlene and Michael Turner at gmail.com, and I'll make sure that it gets out to you. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.
We said we would keep this short and sweet. We will always value your time. So take these tips and practice them throughout the week, and then come and see us again next week on our new perspective on trauma, abuse, chronic pain, and the steps to a healthy and thriving life. I'm Miss Chrissy D. Come and visit me at misschrissyd.com and get your pink on.
Bye, everyone.